Para mí es importante reconocer de que este es un parque que es importante para la comunidad. Es una comunidad compuesta por gente trabajadora, por gente de clase media, por personas que necesitan caminar en los parques sintiéndose que son seguros. Necesitamos tener más policía de parque, los PEP, que sea mucho más que lo que tenemos. Necesitamos ver patrullaje en caballos, en scooter. Necesitamos que las luces estén arregladas y poner más luces. Necesitamos que el patrullaje en el parque incluya patrullaje permanente en caballos, en scooter. Necesitamos que se pongan las señales para que las personas sepan en qué dirección van, y necesitamos que aquí en el parque se abran concesiones de esos mismos carros que nos vemos en los parques Central Park, que con la familia tú puedes comprar el agua, tú puedes comprarte un helado, que también dentro del parque hagan cosas similares, que la gente se sienta segura con las actividades que tenemos.
The difference in terms of safety need to be priority number one, and that's what we're asking for. And I don't think it's different than other parks. And by the way, I love Central Park. They need all their PEP officers. Don't touch my goddamn PEP officers in Central Park. But we need more here. So I'm here to agree with everything that the council members stated, and to say that we will all work together. That's what we do in Manhattan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've ridden horses in Central Park.
Let me hear.
That's a park that you can
Let's
ride
hear now from
horses in. It's
Senator
much flatter.
Robert
Come on,
Jackson.
miss. Let me hear from
This
Senator
park
Robert
is in
Jackson.
elevation. Horses have,
Ladies
Sorry,
and gents,
Senator
and
Robert
gents,
Jackson.
ladies and
horses cannot
gents,
ride in this park safely at speed.
ladies and gents,
They can only walk.
can I have
in
your
this
attention,
park.
please?
It's going to be a very difficult
Can I have your
park
attention,
for there to
please?
be mounted police.
Okay,
and
so
anything other than walk.
I want to say to all of you, and we need to work together. If we don't listen to one another, and we just clashing one another, we're in trouble.
This
The
isn't
community
clashing,
board,
I'm trying to add informed
community
information
board
about
12
the police of this horse
has a
in
parks
this
committee.
park.
Community board 12 has basically the issues that we're dealing with. They have budget priorities also, capital and expense, like every community board, as Gail rightfully knows, and Ydanis and Eleazar know. But the bottom line is that this recent incident has brought us even closer together to deal with the issues and concerns of the park. And as Gail said, in my opinion, the number one priority is the safety and security of our families coming into the park. And obviously, horses, obviously bike paths, obviously bugs and litter, all of that's important. But it's about priority. And obviously the Commissioner of Parks is here, and the park police are here in order to listen to what we have to say. So let's all work together in order to bring about the changes that we want to see. Thank you for bringing us all together.
Thank you, Rob. Let's hear now from Commissioner Castro, who has been a great partner with us.
All right, thank you, Councilman. The councilman has put millions of dollars into this park over the years. Also, Bob Jackson has when he was councilman, and Gail Brewer is a strong partner for parks. What I want to say today is that I'm announcing that the Parks Department is going to have a Park Enforcement Patrol substation in this park starting very soon, probably by September. There'll be one sergeant and 5 PEP officers. They can issue summonses, make arrests. They are New York State peace officers, walkie-talkies, and they will be devoted to Inwood Hill Park and Fort Tryon Park. They will go back and forth. They will use bikes. They will find ways to move about fast, and their main priority will be in the forested areas, but they'll patrol everything. But they'll focus on those areas where we're all concerned, obviously. When people can hide or what have you, it's important. I'm a big believer in patrol. Having a uniform presence of the authorities, as we used to say, right, out there, that's important because people will feel more secure. And I want people to get in this park and be engaged and work with us. We have the Saturday morning run program with the New York Road Runners. I want to see if we can build on that. We have our urban park rangers. Ranger Bastriani is here. He's going to help lead us and make sure we don't get lost today. There are a number of things we need to do. It's absolutely right. The councilman is right. What he said earlier. We've got to. It's a nature preserve. The Shirakapak Nature Preserve was declared by the City Council in 1992. But part of the problem with that is it's got a lot of paths and it's easy to get lost. We worked with the Nature Conservancy for trail maintenance several years ago. We have stewards who each have taken one of the 3 marked trails, the orange, white, and blue, I guess for the city colors. So they work to maintain it. We are dealing with a number of things there, drainage issues, which I know are of concern. They've worked on it. We have the MTA working. They're responsible for areas from runoff off of the Henry Hudson Highway. We had a core group working on this last summer, dealing with drainage and clearing them out. So we have a program, a maintenance program for the trails. But it's very important to have a uniform presence in these areas. It's reassuring. And the thing we want to do is deal with the disorder that's there. It's the kind of little things that can build or that are unnerving. And we've all seen this during the pandemic. It's accelerated it. So that's why it's important. We have our police here today. I want to thank the lieutenant from the 34th Precinct. And Inspector Andrea and I talk a lot. The police have put in security cameras already to improve the security of this park. We work very closely with them on that. So there are a lot of things we can do, and I want to thank the councilman. He's put millions of dollars into Inwood Hill Park and Fort Tryon Park to improve this park. And there are over 11 capital projects that have been done or are about to start in the park, from renovation of tennis courts, the ball fields, lighting for the ball fields, which he's put in, the ball fields and the adult fitness equipment over in Dyckman Fields. There's a lot. The soccer field, all of these things are important. Why? Because it brings activity, positive activity. Positive use drives out negative use. And that's what we want to do. And I'm heartened that the community is here today. We want to take back our park. As one of the people said a couple of weeks ago, that's right. It's a great park, and the more we get involved and the more you feel safe, the more we're going to have a wonderful park that we don't have to be concerned about things. So thank you, Will, and thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Let me now call on the person also that been coordinating, bring all of us here in this walk. He also been a voice, a champion in Castro Park, not only from his role as a chairman of the community board 12, but as a resident also and members of this community. So I know that his vision, his idea is very important. But before he speaks, also I want to recognize, the leadership of the Uptown Soccer. David, I think David's around there. David's here. They're the one who say, I want to be progressive by action. So he came back, he created at the Uptown Soccer. He's the one who worked with the more disadvantaged kid here, not those who had to pay $2,000 to join a soccer program in the Riverside Park or Central Park. He's the one who's doing the free program in the Uptown Soccer. We also have members of the Canoeing Club, who they also are starting. There's someone, I don't know if he's around here, that they also want to start something different there. We also have Jimmy from the La Marina to the Hobson Marina, who also is in conversation to bring all those groups that they work, that they have activity in this park, from baseball to soccer to volleyball and La Marina, to bring them together. And his approach is not only to donate $10,000, $15,000 to a particular group, but it's about to put a voice of everyone that do programming in that park, especially to the waterfront, and bring them together. So I think that we have great partners. One thing that we also have to recognize is the diversity of this community is that reflect who we are. And we need to be sure that whatever we do, there's the voices of everyone who make this community. So let me call Eleazar Bueno, he's the chairman of Community Board 12.
Thank you. I'm not gonna turn this into an ad. I just want to be very brief. I want to thank you, Gail, for your support, Robert, your words. I think they were very impactful and powerful. Ydanis, I thank you for all the work you've done. And every elected official is a representative that is here with us. I'd like to say one quick thing. This is Manhattan's last forest. We have to keep it. I want to give a special thanks to Skype Tape, Sally Fisher, who couldn't be here today, for all the hard work that they give in and they put in without asking for anything else. So we want to give them a great round of applause. So thank you. So let's start. Thank you for being here, all of you guys.
So I call it Gil.
Sí, gracias Zabala por la oportunidad de caminar el parque, un parque históricamente importante, es el último parque forestal de la isla de Manhattan, en el que hay ciertos problemas de seguridad pública que nosotros queríamos traer a las autoridades para que lo vieran. Una de ellas es la presencia de personas que no debieran de vivir aquí. Te muestro aquí en la foto de algunas de las pertenencias que dejan en el parque. También te muestro algunos de los postes eléctricos que le falta mantenimiento. Simplemente esto es una oportunidad para llamar a acción, una oportunidad para que las autoridades vengan y reenfoquen su esfuerzo hacia reinvertir de nuevo en los parques que tanto necesitamos.
¿Cómo tú ves la posibilidad de que hoy ustedes están realizando una marcha precisamente con el comisionado de parques? ¿Le ven algún gesto positivo él venir, pero con acción?
Claro, y ya él acaba de decir de que tenemos que, él va a invertir en crear seguridad pública y en crear policías, los rangers, que son los policías dedicados para los parques. Vamos a tener algunos dedicados exclusivamente para este parque en especial.
¿Tú crees que la comunidad respaldará esta acción?
Claro, una demostración de que han venido más de 50 personas a una caminata donde casi nadie viene, aún a pesar de la pandemia. Esta es una demostración de que cuando la comunidad se integra, los resultados vienen inmediatamente.
¿Podría esta acción revivir este parque que muchos dicen que está olvidado por muchas razones, ya que tú lo explicaste al principio?
Tenemos la fe y la esperanza que sí. Además de eso, las acciones inmediatas del comisionado demuestran de que ellos, cuando nosotros pedimos cosas concretas y realizables, ellos inmediatamente reaccionan.
Oí que el concejal Ydanis estaba diciendo como que este parque podría ser también comparado y mejorado como está el Central Park.
Ahora cuando caminemos, Zabala, tú te vas a dar cuenta de que este es un parque especial. Como te mencioné, ecológicamente, es la última reserva forestal que tiene la isla de Manhattan y la más grande, por cierto. Entonces es importante señalar de que ellos van a actuar con responsabilidad en base a la importancia del parque.
Gracias, Eleazar Bueno.
Sí, estamos aquí acompañando al concejal Ydanis Rodríguez en el parque de Inwood. Tú sabes que nosotros tenemos aquí es un tesoro en nuestra comunidad, pero un tesoro que ha sido descuidado. Y creo que es momento ya de que se le preste atención y se le dé acceso a nuestra comunidad, a las personas que vivimos en el área. Pero sí, teniendo la seguridad que se necesita, más patrullaje, se necesita más mantenimiento en el parque, para que, como te dije, esta área que tenemos aquí es la segunda más grande después de Central Park, Inwood y los cloisters que están aquí cerca también. Pero si tú puedes mirar, Zabala, solamente darle un vistazo para que la gente también vea el parque y vea esa vista, que esto es algo maravilloso. Mira para allá, mira para allá. Esto es algo que en verdad, tú sabes que los fondos, de aquí salen los fondos, de aquí no, sino la ciudad pone los fondos para hacer todo el mantenimiento y tener este parque una área segura. Pero lamentablemente se van para Central Park y para los cloisters. Aquí está abandonado. Yo creo que es el momento de que ya el comisionado del parque, que ya lo mencionó anteriormente, que va a poner vigilancia de policía, una estación de policía aquí, para caballos de patrullaje, escures de esos motores. Yo creo que ya es el momento para nosotros poder venir a disfrutar de esta belleza. Tú sabes que el parque es una bendición.
¿Está confiado con esta acción del comisionado que se pueda dar?
Bueno, tú sabes que lo metieron, como dice, lo metieron en el medio, está entre la espada y la pared. Tiene que resolver ahora, porque ya él se dio cuenta que nosotros ya nos enteramos de que se le presta atención y los fondos van destinados a otro parque que no es este, cuando también se le tiene que dar prioridad a este parque también. Yo creo que ya nosotros podemos decir que muy pronto este parque va a empezar a ser condicionado y va a ser un área segura para la persona poder venir a caminar, a compartir con su familia y como te dije, esto es de nosotros, porque esta es nuestra comunidad.
Gracias, Sergio.
Comienza de nuevo, dile, Ydanis.
It was here before the American Revolution.
Este árbol tiene 300 años, más de 300 años, antes de la revolución.
And there are many other trees here that are very old and date around that time. And it's the last virgin forest in Manhattan.
Hay otros árboles de esa cantidad de tiempo, es parte de la reserva que tenemos en Foresta en Manhattan. Also, you can share about the hospital.
Yeah, there's very interesting stuff if you go online. There used to be a hospital back in the 1910, 1920s. There were some other buildings in the park. Fort Tryon Park, of course, had an incredible estate there. And then there was a big fire with some mysterious Billings. There's a lot of history in your northern Manhattan parks that are really interesting. And you look at it now and you think, I can't even imagine what that might have looked like. But there are old photos of Fort Tryon, the Billings estate, and it was beautiful. And here in Inwood, there are old photos from the 1920s of this fellow who was excavating for artifacts of Native Americans, and there used to be an Indian village right near Payson where we started, for about 20 years, from in the late 20s and into the 30s, where Native Americans would enact certain things and show, their history and culture.
But now you want to have vendors just a few feet away selling water?
A few feet away.
Yeah.
Como escuchamos nosotros, en ese lado del río aquí, en el pasado habían un hospital y habían otros edificios también. Y parte de la cosa que dice el comisionado, que lo que es la historia, hoy nosotros, ¿verdad?, caminamos por aquí y paralelamente nos podemos trasladar a lo que había aquí en el pasado, que también habían otros edificios aquí, pero que también donde nosotros comenzamos a caminar, en Payson, había también un village de nativos indígenas aquí también. Yo creo que toda esa información es lo que nos demuestra a nosotros the beauty of this city. A city built by people from all over the world. A city that we have to celebrate. A city where we have to respect each other. A city where we have to fight to bring the resources that we need. And as I say, this is a great time for us, having commissioners who understand and respect our community and advocate for that. Having Steve Simon as the chief of staff for the commission. Having Jennifer, who is also in charge of the management of this park, and all of us together. But we have to respect each other. Thank you.
Va a comienzar de nuevo, dile, Ydanis.
It was here before the American Revolution.
Este árbol tiene 300 años, más de 300 años, antes de la revolución.
And there are many other trees here that are very old and date around that time. And it's the last virgin forest in Manhattan.
Hay otros árboles de esa cantidad de tiempo, es parte de la reserva que tenemos en Foresta en Manhattan. Also, you can share about the hospital.
Yeah, there's very interesting stuff if you go online. There used to be a hospital back in the 1910, 1920s. There were some other buildings in the park. Fort Tryon Park, of course, had an incredible estate there. And then there was a big fire with some mysterious Billings. There's a lot of history in your northern Manhattan parks that are really interesting. And you look at it now and you think, I can't even imagine what that might have looked like. But there are old photos of Fort Tryon, the Billings estate, and it was beautiful. And here in Inwood, there are old photos from the 1920s of this fellow who was excavating for artifacts of Native Americans, and there used to be an Indian village right near Payson where we started, for about 20 years, from in the late 20s and into the 30s, where Native Americans would enact certain things and show, their history and culture.
But now you want to have vendors just a few feet away selling water?
A few feet away.
Yeah.
Como escuchamos nosotros, en ese lado del río aquí, en el pasado habían un hospital y habían otros edificios también. Y parte de la cosa que dice el comisionado, que lo que es la historia, hoy nosotros, ¿verdad?, caminamos por aquí y paralelamente nos podemos trasladar a lo que había aquí en el pasado, que también habían otros edificios aquí, pero que también donde nosotros comenzamos a caminar, en Payson, había también un village de nativos indígenas aquí también. Yo creo que toda esa información es lo que nos demuestra a nosotros the beauty of this city. A city built by people from all over the world. A city that we have to celebrate. A city where we have to respect each other. A city where we have to fight to bring the resources that we need. And as I say, This is a great time for us, having commissioners who understand and respect our community and advocate for that. Having Steve Simon as the chief of staff for the commission. Having Jennifer, who is also in charge of the management of this park, and all of us together. But we have to respect each other. Thank you. Había un village de nativos indígenas.
O de NAPE.
Aquí nosotros lo que vemos también entonces algo histórico que se señala que según de nuevo, de acuerdo con la leyenda, en este lugar fue donde principalmente en Manhattan, los indígenas aquí de estas viles de Manhattan le vendieron en el 1626 la tierra de ellos por 60 guilders, que era el tipo de moneda que existía. Yo creo que esta información lo que señala una vez más es la historia de este lugar, es la reserva que nosotros tenemos. Nosotros vamos a seguir trabajando con la alcaldía, actualmente con Bill de Blasio, con Eric Adams cuando sea alcalde, con personas como Steve Simon, que es el chief está del presidente del comisionado de aquí, con Castro, con Jennifer, con Yolanda y con todas las personas. I also want to also thank credit to Yolanda, who also do a lot of work related to our park, even though she's been focusing also mainly in the Harvard Park in the area. But one thing that also we should know is that when Commissioner Castro say that there's going to be a sergeant and 5 PEP officers here, and he said to cover this park and Fort Tryon Park, he didn't mention Hybrid Park because there's already PEP officer in that park. Right. So their commitment, Stevie here, I can clarify, is to be sure that we have enough men and women power, you know, from PEP officer to NYPD to be sure that this park is safe. As we are closing this walk, and I enjoy the conversation that I have with my colleague, with the rest of this community, and even we would talk about different approach, different way how we see. I want to be clear. I was a teacher for 15 years. I was before being elected. I have my daughter who is about bird, who is doing her science program at the Natural History Museum. I've been investing, I can say, with the support of Mayor de Blasio and the team of Park, around $100 million to Hybrid Park. And I can say additional, I can say another $100 million, very easy, in my 12 years to the park here. Like, yes, in Hybrid, in the Inwood baseball field here, besides like $7 million in the last budget, I brought additional $5 million to the soccer field. We put additional money, we put money there to the night shop playground area. There's like $17 million, whatever, 17, 20. We have money to build a new pier to the north side of La Marina. In my idea, that pier will be used to bring also farmers from the Hudson Valley to open a food market in that area in the Inwood Park. So the voice of everyone here, including anyone that could have a different way of how to interpret what I can say, is very valuable. No, I don't want to give a park to developers. For record, this is not about commercializing the park. This is about the centerpiece. It's about making the park safe for family, for the children, for the visitor. And I get the point as having that conversation when it comes to the difference to this park and Central Park. I know the importance that this park has for our nature, and I'm committed to follow this walk in another conversation so that we can, you know, identify the way. I don't think that we have a difference when it comes to the purpose of this park. This is about improving safety. And I think that, you know, this is the most important. Le doy las gracias a todos por haber hecho la caminata que hicimos. Creemos de que es importante tener la voz de todos. Quiero recomendarle a todas las personas que también cuando hagamos algo pensemos en la diversidad. I think it's very important also to bring the diversity of the voices. You know, I always will be a big proponent of being sure that we recognize that more than 70% of this community are Latino. And I think that as I put anything together, I want my Black, my Anglo, my Jewish to be part. I'm also going to be the first one saying, when there's any walk in this park, where are the Latino voices? When there's like 4 or 5 groups that they planning together, where the Latino voices? Because I think that we have a big responsibility to take this community to a better place. Look, we have done a great job. A great job. I empower 12 members of my family who live here. Many of them since the 70s, myself in the 80s. I know what it was to use the area to hold picnic in close to the Indian Road. And I know the story about how that area was pushed for picnic not to happen there, so that they happen in the area. So in 2021, let's celebrate our soul. Let's thank God, whatever we believe for what we have, and let's give it to Mother Earth. So thank you. Gracias.